Hello everyone, welcome back. Today about harmony in chaos. ABC of meditation, relaxation, concentration. I had a few suggestions and questions from some of you. Welcome new listeners to this YouTube channel. I hope you enjoy it so far. And of course, please suggest me more. So, what is going on with this meditate, but what does it mean? Is it about nirvana? Is it about calming down your emotions, thoughts? Why shall I even meditate? I don't need that. Do I need that? So all these questions I collected for you, and I will try to address it right now. How long shall I meditate? Shall I sit or lay down? How shall I direct thoughts, breathing, so on. So there is my favorite saying. I heard that in Polish language, so I have no idea if I translate it right, but it's from Terry Pratchett. I recommend his books, by the way. In the middle of swing, terror, I had to find that word, there is a place that doesn't move, and that's what we are after. So there is a chaos maybe outside of us or sometimes within us, but there is always something in our core that we can always stick to, and by the meditation we can find it. And just the first suggestion and tip: when you are in a very strong emotional turbulence, it's not advised to sit straight away in the meditation, because you have some problems with finding that core, that place that doesn't move. Also, you may think that you're absolutely perfect and you have no tension, you are totally relaxed, and you just can go and jump straight to the sitting meditation. But the first ABC of meditating is to finding those tension, because sometimes they are very, very subtle. So a lot of spiritual traditions are recommending first technique of relaxation, moving the body. Everything is based on tensing muscles, relaxing and stretching muscles. You can dance, you can move. There are really a lot of techniques. Some of them will, some of the schools will ask you to sign that you're not going to reveal them, because they tend to be secret, or they do not want to share it. Not because it's forbidden, but it's more about preserving the right way of doing them, and that someone who is not practicing well enough is not giving them forward. So this is a matter of respecting that. So first, before you sit in that meditation posture, make sure your body is not tense. So if you are under emotional turbulence, express it first. Maybe hit that pillow. We are not going to enter into therapeutic techniques now, but some sort of expression, it's necessary in order for you to calm down. Secondly, if you think you are well, still make some movement, breathe, stretch your body, tense your body, relax, use autogenic technique, Jacobson technique, whatever you know, or just move, just dance. Put yourself on music and dance for 5 minutes. That's enough. So just to check, shake your body different directions and move your body. When you sit down, yes, meditation happens in a sitting position. Right? Laying down is more for relaxing your body and maybe for astral traveling, but that's later. When you sit down, it's very important that your lower back is straight, your upper body too, so you don't bend forward, backwards, any of the direction. And for that, it's very important you actually have a pillow. Not everybody is a dancer, and even dancers use pillow because it's actually comfort. So use the pillow that your body is naturally straight and you don't have to tense anywhere. You are going to sit from 10 to 21 hours. Some people lose time even when they have a good meditation, good practice, but it's not said like it's advised, oh, it must be 15 minutes, it must be this, because then you are focusing on how how long it is, or did I do it already or not, and your mind goes different direction. So anytime is good. Anytime you make it, your body will tell you, as long as you're able to keep focus and the posture. We start with the body, as the dancer will tell you. Feeling your body is the absolute basics, in my opinion. So just so you know, this is my opinion, and don't believe anything what I say. Check this on yourself, and I like your feedback, as always. Coming back to the posture, so you have straight back. It's important that your knees are not lifted. So when you have a cross, your legs are crossed, that the legs are also on the floor. If you need to put pillows under your knees, so your joints are relaxed. It's very important, because after a while you think you're good at the beginning, but 5 minutes later you feel this discomfort. If you feel discomfort, move a little bit from side to side. Check if you can still be in the position, if it's not taking you off focus. Another thing, some people cannot handle the lotus position, or they are even cross. Then just sit on the chair and put your legs flat on the floor. Your feet supposed to be flat on the floor. Another one, breathing. Thousands of methods of breathing is out there. You may be lost in it. On YouTube you find pretty interesting techniques of controlling your breath, and you have different rhythms of it, and you have different length of it. Before you choke, don't try to go for the longer one. This is not a lesson of a diving. Because I know some of you already tried and almost choked and you had pain in the chest. Don't, please don't. Take it very slow and see first how you're naturally breathing. So you can just watch your breath, and I know it sounds very boring to just observing how you breathe in, how you breathe out. But if you focus where your breath is reaching, if you focus that your breath is reaching your abdominal and how it's extending, and you feel that part of the body, then you may actually have a sensation that something is going on there. The breath in connection to the right posture will allow you to sense the energy in the body. Now, there is this difference between feelings, love, joy, so on, peace, and sensation of your body. So if you do that, I think I already showed you that before, some of you who practice Tai Chi, any forms of yoga and other techniques, you're gonna feel you are going to feel energy between your hands when you extend. The dancers, at the end of the stretched hand, you are going to feel some sort of sensation in your body. It's very, very physical. That's what we want, because it's going to help us to connect with the feeling, and by visualization, in a second I will get you there real quick. So first, focus on the breathing before you try to control it, how the breathing goes into different part of body. Why you may feel vividly that it goes to your abdomen and to your chest. So you extend and your chest may go different direction, 1 centimeter. You may also imagine that your breath goes to your forehead, to your ears, to your throat, and some of you at this point may feel expansion in those places. So you have the sensation of that this organ, inner organ or place, it's expanding. You are feeling more spacious in your body. That's a great feeling if you're going to have that. When you have that, you can try to extend your breathing slightly. Please be very cautious about it, and remember, this is not about the length. This is about consciousness and calming your breath, so you can actually get to desired state of mind and feeling. That's what it is, just a mean to your goal. Some of you will like to use the pulse of your body. So you check your pulse, and then this pulse, you are connecting the rhythm to the heart. So you try to feel how your heartbeat is beating out, and you connecting it with breathing just by observing it, what's happening. You can add image to it. So you have a pulsating heart extending around, connecting with your breath. See, that's already a lot to focus on, right? And then you're adding image. Gold light, warm light, clear light, whatever you want the color, but it's supposed to be clear, pure, nice, pleasant to your subconscious mind. That's just the first attempt for the visualization. I teach classes, and I take pretty a lot of time. I take some time, sorry, to lead you through every moment, and the classes are in a small groups because I need to make sure that I feel every participant, and I have access also to your experience. So you don't have to even tell me that, but by your posture, by how you occupy your space, how you're breathing, how I see you, I can correct you. What I'm telling right now, this is not a class, just so you know. I will post a link to the meditation class under this video, but what I'm telling you here is absolutely safe to try. I am not going to tell about techniques that some people probably would like to know about, astral traveling and dreaming and so on. There are plenty of them too, but I really would like you to be very cautious and very aware of your body before you try any of it on your own, and wherever you're going to learn that. That feeling, posture and breathing, sensation, visualization gives you incredible access to sensing your own energy. Some of you will also work with this image of tree. It's very, very popular in a lot of schools, also psychology schools and shamanic techniques. So you imagine you are shape-shifting into a tree, and with the breathing you are imagining growing stronger, expanding, and this works amazingly for the inner stability of yourself. I have one of the runes. If you are following the tradition of Vikings, or you heard about it, or you're just curious, there is a nice rune that's representing that Eichwas. I have no idea how to say that in English language. Eichwas, we say that in Poland. It's representing a tree, not like the tree you see behind me, that's from Tolkien, but this tree that it's similar because the roots are going deep inside. The roots are representing the dark passengers of our soul, the things we don't like. They are causing us trouble, but the more roots, the more we are rooted in this dark soil, the more we actually can expand and going higher and expand and grow our branches as a tree. So I like this symbol very much, and I think there is no harm in trying that one to become that and see how you can feel the stability, the root, and using the breathing for it. So you breathe in and reaching to the roots, to the soil, becoming a tree, and you expand by breathing out and feeling the branches are growing in a different direction. And in the core you have your heart, so you are also feeling sort of protected. That's the impression some of the people get after this meditation. They feel expansion, protection and stability, and that's what we're going for, to have the quality within yourself first. All right, seems I spoke quite a bit about it. Now the visualizations, thousands of techniques of visualization, whatever works for you, you will find it. I think this is the most important ABC of spiritual practice of concentration and relaxation. So remember, finding the tensions in your body, checking by movement, expressing emotions, expressing the tension in the body, shoulders. The most of the tension usually, when you're not aware of, it's in the shoulders. But they're necessary. Everybody is different, and it depends on what we are facing in our life. Second one is the posture when you sit. Doesn't matter how long. Then you'd concentrate on breathing, your own pulse of your body, your heart. Then you put the image, and then when you are able to sustain the focus, only then you can add the color, shape-shifting in the tree, and so on. I hope this was helpful. You will let me know about it, I hope. And check this out for yourself, and good luck. And for the classes, the link will be under the video this time. So you can still join, and after all this lockdown, I hope we get back to sort of normal. I hope. All right, have a nice day, everyone. Hi everyone, and this video will be about emotions, importance of emotions in self-realization. And this video is especially for those of you who are empaths, intuitives, so-called psychic, telepathic, and those of you who perceive other realities. Some of you took courses, and very often you can meet with this sort of signature contract. They want you to sign something like you are mentally stable, you are healthy, so kind of things, because they want to make sure that your emotions are balanced. And I don't know if it's always underlined enough in those by those workshops. I hope it is, and these times people already talk about it more and more, that dealing with balancing emotions, it's actually the first step when you are practicing anything else you would like to explore. So when you want to astral travel, doing remote viewing, it takes enormous abilities, mental and perceiving other realities. So it's absolutely crucial that you always supposed to start with balancing your emotions, because any images, any visions that are very usually happening randomly, and some of the people say that it's almost like hitting them in the forehead in an image, or they have a sudden rush of emotions. So if you don't know, are these feelings yours or somebody else, you may not be able to differentiate that at the very beginning. And you probably know that old joke, I don't know how I can even translate that into English, but it was about warlocks and witches. So if you take if you say warlock to burn 1 square meter of grass, he would do exactly that. But if you tell that to the witch, the whole meadow will be burned, because she's, you know, more emotionally capable of doing things. So she's not going to control it. That was maybe just a stupid joke, but there is something to it. There is something that emotions can get so out of balance when you are in the situation you're not prepared for, that it can take you over, simply as that. And I usually compare emotions like a galloping horse, like part of our subconscious mind. You can imagine, if that will help you, as a horse, and any strong emotions, it's exactly this gallop. So if you don't know that your subconscious horse is galloping, you probably will fall out of it. And unfortunately, it takes always those 3 factors I'm trying to keep repeating. So the time, the effort, the quality of the practice, because it's not how many times you do it and how long, but it's also how. And then that equals the result. Some of the people also told me that they don't want to have anything to do with that because some of those abilities are spontaneous. So you don't really control that you are telepathic, that you can see, you have vision, maybe some of you see ghosts, and you wish you don't see it because you have a certain, evoking certain feelings, and some of it are too difficult just to deal with. The power of those, let's say, so-called challenging emotions, I will say it from another way. For anybody who is empath, that's from one side, but it also, when you are working with the challenging emotions, it also helps you in normal life. So it's actually not only for those psychic people, psychic practitioners, let's say, but it can be used in everyday reality when you need to relate to someone and you are exposed. Sometimes the situation are random and they are evoking in us something. I will share with you my personal way. I would just start, because if you are interested in more, of course, please ask me questions and let me know exactly. And I don't want to just list numbers of technique. Some of you already know most of them. They are in internet and there's a lot of videos about it, so it's not really about that. I'm just making this video to make sure that if you're having great visions, if you're going somewhere, but every now and then you are trapped into those emotions you're not dealing with, so you don't know what to do next, I always would advise anybody to go back to yourself and work with yourself for a while to check how you are controlling that galloping horse, how you can work with it. And so many of us, and actually all of us, would like to just feel good, and we don't want to go into challenging emotions or most difficult, and especially when they are just too much for something what's happening in our life. Unfortunately, this is not exactly how it works. We cannot go too quickly into feeling good unless we use some sort of other maybe pills or you know, drugs or herbs, something that is not so maybe natural but helps to put you in a better mood, at least for a while. But if you can handle it just for a few more seconds, maybe minutes, and it's very likely that you are going to transform that naturally into a better feeling, and you are also going to get grip of that specific emotion. So you can be in this emotion, this difficult one, and not freak out. You can still feel bad for a while, that's true. And usually what most of us have problem with is the first level. It's like, you know, you feel bad, but you don't know exactly what it is. You know it's coming from somewhere. It's maybe connected to someone, but it's still you. It's still you, how you feel. So the first step, how I'm doing it, it's I'm asking myself where that feeling, that awful feeling that I don't like, it's located in my body. Is it my stomach, my head? Is it whatever, arms? Do I sense any tension there? When I locate that, and if I don't know, if I have a tension that it's not really precise, but it's there, I know something is off, then I'm asking myself, what is that emotion? I'm trying to search what it's related to. You may have images that come into your mind of certain words, or you say something randomly, or someone comes to your mind, maybe it's connected to somebody else, and then you can start, from that moment you can start to work with that emotion and question it. So if some of you are good with being reasonable and asking reasonable questions, you probably would like to work more mentally here. So asking yourself, is that true? So question the emotion until it's going to dissolve. So kind of being a stronger voice of a reason that will talk you out of that emotion. That is on the mental level, if you can manage that. Some of you who are actually love to feel more and are more into exploring it and are not afraid of that anger or even fear, or they are, you know, you can be fearful, but at the same time you would like to explore fear. So there are those two opposites feelings. So you can be scared, but you still have something that you want to go into it. So you can explore, and you can use movement to see how does it feel, who is so trapped into that emotion, and if you basically are becoming that emotion and see what it does. So you can here use your imagination, so you have images, visualization, plus going into movement. If it's an anger, you are turning into tornado, and you are going into a story. What are you destroying? What is there? And only then you probably can transform it into more positive quality. So, for example, the tornado to clear out something, maybe something from you is seeking expression, and you just need to express it, whether to yourself or somebody else. And then from that moment on, instead of just screaming at someone, you can think of how you can express it safely for yourself and for somebody else. Just an example. Coming back to those difficult emotion, one more time, what I'm trying to, and I hope I manage, portray is the absolute basics, that emotions are so powerful that if we do not control them, if we do not work daily on balancing them, then in those moments it will take us longer time. We're going to be fine, definitely after a while. But if a certain emotion, it repeats every day or for months, and it's putting you down, eventually you are ignored. Eventually it becomes, it puts you in a depression, because it takes enormous energy to ignore something that is nagging you internally. So it's even worse for the thoughts, because if you have a thought that it's not charged by heavy emotion, then you can ignore the thought much more easier than the emotion that is taking you over. The emotion is taking away the clarity of your thinking. So this is why I think this is the most crucial, to take care of your own balancing. And as everything in life, it's not going to happen instantly, although it depends what you are dealing with your life. And also psychic people, those who are telling me that they are predicting the future, or they see the future naturally, and they are getting scared of that, because what they're saying is not always positive, and these days it's maybe more scary than positive. So they are falling for being overwhelmed by the picture they are seeing. They become scared. So it takes them a little bit to put themselves back into balance and calm down if they're not aware of that. But of course, there are some people that telling me they saw in their life, they had such experience of seeing terrible things that they would never like to go that path again. So they're trying to block these talents, being intuitive, telepathic, and just sense the world. And it's no wonder, because basically, you know, there is this another metaphor that I like very much. It's about knife. The knife is just a tool, just like emotion. They are just a tool. But of course, if we do not know how to control it, then that knife becomes dangerous, because as every tool, you can use it both ways, to create good or not. Correct me if I'm wrong, and add maybe your own perception to it. I'm looking forward to hearing more from you. Thank you for another portion of inspiration, because if not, some of you would not challenge me to do these videos, I wouldn't do it. I just keep it for myself. Someone has to be absolutely interested in it, and then I share. And this is what I'm saying to you. It's not ultimate truth. I'm sharing with you what works for me and what worked in my practicing these things with other people so far. So yeah, this is it for today. Have a lovely day, and looking forward to hearing from you. Bye bye. And today I will touch on very serious topic. It's about criticism and how to deal with that, and why people are criticizing us and why it's touching us so badly sometimes, and how to deal, protect yourself, how to respond to that. So basically, I found, hopefully there is something more you can share with me, 3 ways why people are criticizing us. And one of my friends, he wrote me something, I will read that. Anybody who is not secure, it's going to project that through criticism. So insecurity is one of those things that makes us deny, judge others too much. It's because we are not happy with ourselves, so we always see some faults in other people. And by comparing that, it's a very smart psychological mechanism. We temporarily feel good about ourselves because other people have worse. Another reason for that is jealousy, and also that has the same psychological purpose. We want to feel good about ourselves, so let's criticize the neighbor and we gonna feel good for a while. And another one is we do have good intentions, so we want to help, we really care for someone, but we just don't know how to do it. So it comes out very, very bad. And sometimes it's better not to say anything than saying something that may be harmful to other person that we don't know the story, and we may not find the right wording, or this person didn't ask for our opinion. So these are 3 ways people are judging, criticizing us, because they are insecure, jealous, or they don't know how to give us a constructive criticism. Now, why we are falling for that? So when we hear a negative comment, it's very natural reaction to feel bad about it, and think, and immediately we don't challenge that criticism. We don't know, we actually agree too fast. Subconsciously, because if we don't challenge it, then on some level, subconscious level, we do accept it, and then it's getting to us. So it's very important to see who is giving us the criticism. So basically, if there is a person in debt and is giving us financial advice and criticizing us for our finances, then there is something to think about. If this is a successful person, then maybe it's worth it to take a tip from that person. The same if we, about our look, how if somebody is criticizing our look, especially this is a sensitive subject for women, but not only, then take a look at that person, how he looks like himself, herself, and you will see if you want to take an advice from that person. That's one thing. Another thing is to we take that subconsciously because we are not confident about ourselves. So we are unsure if this is true or not. So we question ourselves. We don't know. We need to think about it. And then we have this moment of hesitation. And this is another way how it is easier to get to that, to us. We need to challenge not the ways of quick protection or confrontation with a criticism. We need to challenge them. So why this person is saying that, show me, what do you mean by that? Tell me more. It's a good way because sometimes there is a misunderstanding. Someone says words but means other things. People are not often congruent with what they think with what they are saying, and there are differences in our communication patterns between cultures, between languages. Those translations are not always precise, and they mean a little bit different things in different languages. I am translating my own books, so sometimes when I translate a part that it sounds funny in Polish, it is neutral in English, it makes no sense, and I have to rewrite it from the scratch, because basically it's not something amusing to read. So it's good to ask as many questions as possible, so we are checking intentions of that person. If the intentions are correct, then there is a way to really hear this person out and see if this criticism is a constructive one, or can be constructive one, or we can turn it into constructive one. And I think this is the basic thing that we can apply. I will get back very shortly to those black candles, because I had several questions about it recently, just recent days. There is a ritual that, from psychological point of view, every ritual habits plays to our subconscious mind, so it makes it easier for us to believe something, to apply something in our life, or getting rid of our addiction, our tendencies that we know are wrong, but we still cannot help it. So if we burn that candle with the intention of giving up connections with people that you can see that they are harmful to us, but we have great difficulty with that. That burning that candle works really on a psychological level. Now, what happens from energetical level? The fire, basically the black color, it's protective one. It can be also depressive, but it all depends how we apply it. This is from the color therapy. So it also works on our psyche when we burn that candle. From energetical point of view, when someone quarrels with us and there is this not so easy energy, someone wants something from us, demands, and the conversation doesn't go very well, and after a while we feel like we're losing our common sense, we are like sort of hypnotized. I can recommend one of the book, I think Celestial Prophecy, and the author says something very interesting, that some people are able to see the energy, how the person who is oppressive or intimating another one, or is almost sucking the energy out of another person, almost like a charming and hypnotizing this other one. So this is what's happening on the energy level, and you can feel it. Not always you can see that, but burning that candle is also kind of releasing yourself on energetical level from the people you are convinced that they do more harm in your life than good. So try that. If you think that burning that candle doesn't work, then of course it doesn't work for you. But before you say it doesn't work, burn it till the end and wait a few days and let the energy mix. So basically it's not like a quick solution for everything. It's not a remedy and magic pill. It works on your psyche more. and it takes a while. So if you are, for example, exercising how to do a split, and in the first hour of doing that, you're dropping it and telling me that it doesn't work, then of course it won't work because you stopped. So burn that candle to the end at least, and then see if something changes within you. Okay, this is it for now. So criticism and black candles, that was the topic for today. I hope it's enough. And looking forward to hearing more questions from you. Any questions, and I will respond to all of them. Hi there, this is Joanna Pilatowicz, and today I'd like to share with you something a little bit about frustration. So this is for mostly creative minds. I think for every one of us is creative in different areas. And before you think you suffer from anxiety or panic attacks, let's look at it from another perspective, because all the great inventions in this world wouldn't happen if not this sense of discomfort to different degrees and inner tension to sort of degree that it's challenging you to change something in your life. Basically, if we would spend our life being continuously comfortable, then we probably would just watch nice TV shows and have a nice time and do nothing. Frankly, I would probably not clean my apartment if I wouldn't have a dust that disturbs me personally. So this is how it is. All this frustration is the point, is the message from your subconsciousness, and you can trust that the highest tension, level tension you're feeling within yourself, the more your subconscious mind is already on working how to solve this, whatever is your challenge. So there is no general recipe for everyone. Everyone is different. I like to work with my body. I like to start from there, but not everybody can feel this connection straight away, or working on emotions. Some people like to work mentally first, ask themselves questions. But one thing for sure, I would not try to avoid this frustration. I would rather go into strengthening it and seeing what's beyond that. What is the inner conflict or conflict with the environment? Because these are usually something we don't like within us or around us. So if we just try to avoid it, we very likely will land with depression. We cannot just hold all the time positive thought, and we have to be sincere to ourselves if we don't like something. And so one tip for sure would be to look at that from a different perspective, that this is a message from your subconscious mind that something is not okay. And instead of suppressing it or ignoring it or trying to find opposite thought, positive one, you can try to go into frustration more, so you can see how you feel that in your body. If there is a gesture, if you are angry, what's happening on emotional level, just for a moment. And then also see what are the solutions. So ask yourself this question: show me what could be solutions, show me ideas. And your subconscious mind, as it's already working on it, probably will almost like bombard you with ideas and things, and all you need to do is collect them. So you can record them to yourself, you can write them down and see what is possible, what is not. So it's like an inner dialogue with yourself. And yeah, you can basically see it from a different perspective and turn that frustration into your ally, into your additional power, instead of just suppressing it. Okay, that's it for today, and have a lovely day. Let me know how you deal with the frustration, how others dealing, and maybe we can have more ideas together. Bye-bye. Hi everyone, this is Joanna, and today I will be talking about addictions, our so-called unwanted tendencies, so-called bad habits, so all in all, dark passenger of our life. There is so much material already and so much studies about it, books, videos, so how to put the most important information in a nutshell and to offer something that someone can benefit right now. And I have good news and bad news. So the bad news is there are no shortcuts. There is no magic pill for it, unfortunately, and it takes some deep digging. I always suggest with the specialist to find out what is the message behind addictions or our tendencies. But there are also those moments when we do not have a therapist, someone that can help us. And these are moments when you can really draw a lot from the books that are coming on your way. Someone can suggest you something, or this is from your study. So there is a certain amount of work you can do yourself. And the good news is, the more you're raising consciousness about your addiction, the more you're learning about yourself. And although maybe if you try to make your own attempts, you may not succeed straight away, you're making progress. You will realize they are manageable until they dissolve. Just as one of many actually spiritual teachers say that if you do not focus on the guest, it will dissolve. So unwanted guest will dissolve if you don't give it energy to it, attention to it. And it sounds simple, but of course those of us who dealt with any bad habits that we wanted to conquer, fight, accept, release, or whatever our approach was, we know that it's taking some time. It's not that simple. And this practice of not giving energy to something we don't want takes longer time. Some people takes years with that, and it's nothing wrong with it. It all depends what we are really dealing with. Is it something like some people can call simple coffee, tea, sugar, salt, substance, or something like LSD and other alcohol or other things that are maybe life-threatening at certain point. And one our psychology, our structures, I actually forgot from the studies how many protective mechanisms we have. A lot. And I can tell that they are there for a reason, because often when we are going to the therapist, we work on those protective mechanisms. We try to see them, but they are there for something. And they are protecting our psychological functioning. So if we are ignoring, withdrawing, projecting, transferring, or anything was there, and there is a lot, it protects us the best way our subconscious mind can in that particular moment in order to survive the day, to go on, to continue. So I'm not really into breaking those mechanisms straight away. I would rather have this non-judgmental attitude towards your own addiction if you can, because with addiction comes also other unpleasant emotion like guilt, shame, fear of something. So there is a lot of messages that our addiction is hiding. Now, very important thing is, before you are going to start without someone that can assist you and guide you safely through it, if you are curious and you currently don't have anyone, or you're waiting for your appointment and you are in the middle of something, and if you have a book to study, great. You have an exercise, fantastic. But if you start working on the addiction, there is one little warning. So there is a chance that getting into the bottom of it can trigger your addiction a little bit more temporarily. So make sure that this is your absolutely conscious decision that yes, I maybe will follow my addiction today, whatever that is, but before that will happen, I will try to postpone it a little bit by working on it, and we'll see what is the message behind that. If you are not feeling like you can manage that, you're not feeling well enough, I'm suggesting that you better work directly with the specialist than going alone into your addictive tendencies. And even the specialist will sometimes also tell you that, are you sure? Do you really want to go into deeper process of what's behind your addiction? Because that can trigger usually lots of emotions, a lot of something that we were, our subconscious mind was protecting us from. Let's say you are feeling well enough to make this attempt and take small steps with it. So usually there are emotions that we are not dealing with behind the addiction. There is a lot of messages, and addictions like to go in pair. So if you have one addiction, it's very likely you have the opposite one. So one has the function to, let's say, stimulate you, so you go on for the day. Let's say it's a coffee. So after a day that you work hard and you manage, and it was a prosperous day, you have maybe a glass of wine or two or three, or maybe a bottle, who knows. And this serves to relax you, so you can actually go to sleep, see? So there is always those opposites that help you achieve the state that you need during your day, so you keep going. And usually they are always they look like they are opposite. So stimulation, relaxing. I have a little bit of notes with me, so I can go straight to the point. So you may just sit back and listen to that questions one more time. Take your time with it, and you don't have to answer yourself straight away what is behind this. There's a lot of questions that probably a therapist will ask you. What state are you searching for when you take this substance? And you're usually looking for a good quality, so you want to feel good. So whether you want to feel loved, safe, in control, so you're always working with those oppositions. So the substance is trying to calm you down from something you do not want to face or you do not want to feel. It's pretty logic. When you go into addiction is subconsciously trying to finish our process on something. It's like an incomplete story of us, and because we are not capable of going into it fully and consciously, or we don't want to, or we have no time. We are maybe working, and we have to quickly react on what's happening in everyday life. So we try to push it away for a better time, and until sometimes it's of course too late, and you have to deal with it. So these are our incomplete states that we are trying to reject, ignore, push away, but they are part of us. They are those not embraced parts of us, those dark, this sort of dark passenger, a term I really like, taken from the TV show Dexter, probably you know, some of you. Something that is sort of our characteristic for our life. We all have a specific tendencies, and it depends if they are going to be triggered within us or not. It depends on the situation. And if you have a moment of a comfort with yourself to go there and see what are you rejecting, what is this monster, this monster probably will have a message for you that will bring you a good quality. So as long as you think about your addiction, that it's bad, as long as you are judging that you cannot really hear or see or experience and feel this good quality. So for example, if you're trying to push away the feeling of not being loved, feeling unloved, feeling rejected, out of control, take any negative emotion that you think, fear, anger, whatever that is, then if you start working deeper, using, I will tell that in a moment how you can approach it yourself, you will discover a positive quality. And usually it's good to keep searching for that good quality, because once you are going to experience that good quality, you are making the switch within your subconscious mind, and it will help you to eventually switch, make this transformation within yourself, so you can more often access that state without taking a substance for it. Or you can extend, don't expect too much from yourself first, let's say like that. And just to make it clear, I am not suggesting like go ahead and experience with your addiction and do it more and more. Although some people are studying addiction while they are taking the substance, and unless it's not a life-threatening, you can try it out too. You can try it out too, or you can try it within your imagination. How would you feel if you take that substance, to recall in your mind how it will feel. So that would be something you need to know. Some people are trying to find a substitute for addiction. There's a little bit notes of how other people told me they were dealing with their addictions. They were admitting, of course, that they cannot deal with it, and then trying to accept it. Acceptance is another part of that, and they were trying also to deal with that with unfolding it in a great detail, slowing the picture down. There are a lot of techniques you can try and pick the one that actually resonates with you. If you think that addictions are impossible because you're dealing with that for years, and there are moments that you are really good and there are moments that you come back through it, so you feel like sort of a failure, do not worry. Addictions like to gravitate back to you in a very during the time of a trouble. So when you have a conflict, when you experience some troublesome situation in relationships, career, money situation, so they like to come back again, revisit, because in your on the biochemical level in your structure, there was already established pattern, and to change that, to navigate through it, it takes some time to rewrite your program. So don't worry if you have these moments that it will take you back through it. It doesn't mean your addiction fully came back and it's gonna happen again, because then this additional fear around that probably will make it difficult for you to work on it. So what to do when you are alone, you're waiting for your therapist, it's not accessible. Now we have this tricky time of finding an appointment. Not everyone can receive us. There are some possibilities through internet, of course, so that's good. But you are waiting and you would like not to really do it, so you're ready to work on it and take a moment with yourself. You have different levels of communication with the world. You have relationships, you have your body symptoms, you have situations that's happening in the world. There is always something that is nagging you, sort of, that is giving you this information that something is not right. That's how you can go into it. So whether you work on your body symptoms, you work through your relationship, you communicate with someone, or you take a situation that happened to you, you pick. But when you work with addictions, I would suggest that you try to work on yourself without relationship to at the beginning to other people and to the world. Although these things are like to sometimes come together. So the first thing, some people are very easy to visualize. Some people are kinesthetic. So now we talk about the senses, the smelling, the seeing, hearing. Some people hear words. Some people like to move. And when you are thinking about your addiction and you're trying to find the good quality behind that, so I would not suggest straight away to go into this bad feeling. Some of you already know exactly what you are trying to avoid. So if you are going to torture yourself to go more and feel this nastiness of whatever the emotion was bad, I would suggest at the beginning to not stay there so long. That's why you had those protective mechanisms to not allow you to go there too long, because obviously you cannot handle that. So let's follow that. Let's see that behind that state, that negative, let's take fear, let's take sadness, fear, those things that are paralyzing. We directly go and try to see the opposite and try to link that state. So instead of putting yourself in feeling bad, miserable, you take that pillow, you take puppet, imagine someone else who is going through that what you are going. Transfer, use the protection mechanism, transfer that emotion to someone else. Because you already know how bad that is. You have glimpses, and when you are going to switch into the role of someone who knows how to deal with that, someone who has the opposite quality, probably it will still push you back into that role of being a victim of it. What I'm proposing here, it's drawn from, of course, Arnold Mindell, process-oriented psychology. And just to be clear, I am not a certified therapist of that process work, and you need probably 5-10 years of studies, and you need a lot of supervision and therapy. And although I had informal training and a lot of workshops, I am not strict therapist, licensed, let's say, therapist. So I am recommending always to take someone like that, to work with someone with that, because it can really speed up your process. I am talking only about simple suggestion that you can try to do yourself when you are waiting for your appointment. You're looking the right therapist and something is not accessible. And I'm just saying that you can always do something for yourself in this particular moment. Even if you not make it correctly, if you are going to make mistakes. And here are just some of the tips I'm sharing with you to try it out. And please be really, really kind with yourself, gentle. And if you don't feel like it's giving you a good feeling, stop. And don't go anymore into that negative emotion, because this negative emotion is obviously something, I have to repeat it enough, make sure that I come forward with that message that you ignored in the first place, and that substance tried to help you temporarily to be functional psychologically. And there is something more I would like to say here. Some of the therapists also told me, and I think I read it in one of those smart books, it happens that if people too drastically are getting rid of their addiction, soon after, 2 months later, some months later, they land with a terminal disease or something worse happens to them, and I heard a few stories like that. I am not saying it's true. I don't know what is your case, and I think everyone is individual, but it may happen because just because you try to ignore something or push it away from yourself, it doesn't mean that it's not there. So what also may happen, if you try not to smoke and you do anything not smoking and you hold tight, but you're not working with your emotions, with the process, with the message, why that is even happening, it may be that you are soon going to develop another addiction because the content that was part of you was not worked on. Pretty logic, I hope. You will let me know about it. So now let's get back to how to work with this good quality. So try to put this negative content, if you feel slightly already you're going there, feel it for a few seconds and transfer it to that pillow, that pillow is not okay, not you. You're just an observer of the situation, and you take this. There are usually 3 roles that you can play in between, and remember, you can always switch the role. That's up to you. If you're conscious about it, that you are in the role, and you can ask yourself, am I a victim role or am I in another role? There is a role of oppressor, so you can ask who's doing that thing to you. But this one is more for relationship, for the work situation. Here we are going directly to search for the good quality. So now imagine the figure, imagine someone who is having that desired state that the substance is giving you, desired state of consciousness, and let's say this is expansion, feeling loved, joyous, happy, whatever that is for you, or free in your body. And try to become that person. It can be a fairy tale figure, something that you like, or something you saw, anything that comes to your mind, that your subconscious mind will offer you an image, maybe a word, maybe some glimpses, and try to go directly into that. And then if you are a person that likes to move, make a gesture with your hand, make a dance from it. If you are a person who likes to visualize things, then see and actually make a direct order to your subconsciousness. Show me how it is to be that, to move like that, to how would I feel, what would I do, what people would say to me. These questions are drawn more from this more spiritual work with yourself, when you are co-creating a reality and going into meditation. This is part that you do. Show me, how would I feel, what would I say, how my conversation would look like, how would I walk, how would I talk to others, how would I talk to myself. And then the subconscious mind usually will send you the messages. You may start to also having the slight moments of feeling better in your body. So also notice, when is it, where in your body that happens. Is it in your heart? How do you feel? Do you feel more expanded? How is your breathing? Are you feeling breathing deeper? Are you more calm, more peaceful? And now at the very, very end of that work, ask yourself a question: how could I have that quality more in my life? What is it, something that I can do now that would directly give me that quality, that I can maintain it? And even if you don't achieve that state, so let's say you feel good for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, addictions was postponed, it's great, but then you are hitting the moment that, oh no, you cannot handle it anymore. So it goes like in a wave sometimes. But if you continue working, continue practicing, there will be probably, that's also a typical how I saw that was happening within myself too. I personally went through a lot of therapy, some of the supervision, some of the working with other people. How is that happening? The moments when you're reaching for the substance are extended, the moment before. So if you do it every day, suddenly you may do it once a week, suddenly you may do it once a month, or then you forget about it for months, and then something happened in your life, and the first, primary reaction is to reach for that substance again. But then you already know something more about it. You are not helpless in this situation. You know how to work on it. I think that these were the most simple in a nutshell, I hope, tips of how to approach this problem when you are alone, when you don't have an access, but you still would like to try out something for yourself in a most safe environment with yourself. And of course, once again, I'm going to repeat that anything I'm saying is just a tip, it's just my approach. You don't have to agree with me. And I always urge, if you have a life-threatening moment, situations, please call the therapist if it's accessible, make an appointment, and don't stay alone with yourself. These, what I'm proposing here and what I drew with working from other people, is only for those who are feeling secure enough and safe enough that they can try it out, and they are conscious enough with themselves that they can go through the certain deepness within yourself, to certain levels within yourself. And they also can feel when it is too much and when they feel overwhelmed by those emotions, and they say, okay, that's too much, I need to stop. I hope this was helpful. Let me know about it. If you feel not comfortable to commenting on YouTube, you of course know how to reach me. There is a WhatsApp. I am not so often on Facebook, and I am still rethinking how to manage the Facebook. If someone knows how to make subtitles for Polish language, or the other way around, from Polish into English on YouTube, let me know about it. And have a wonderful, lovely day. Bye bye.